For some reason, my game's taking 8 years to launch, so I'll be in talking, so I don't have my loading screen up for 8 years. For what reason? What reason does my game take forever? I have no idea. Why am I getting like... I'm getting random freaking... Getting messages. Oh shoot, are those 16ths, right? That's 8/16, 9, 10/16. Yeah. Sixteenths are a fun numbering system. Apparently I'm a graphic designer in my free time. I didn't know that, but... sorry, I'm just... People started messaging me as soon as I got on. Okay. Annoying. We can switch. Hey, my game launched. Okay. Got stuff. So we got daily. Wait, we do weeklies? No. 2 days. Okay. Oh, I forgot I have these too. So maybe we start out with these. Be the easiest. We got a bunch of other quests too. Visit name location, shield from cactuses, cacti, whatever. Eliminate an opponent without reloading. Okay, we'll do the tokens first. Just because I feel like it. Getting that out of the way. Which skin is different? Why are these skin challenges like not clear properly anymore? Whatever. Okay, shoot. Oh, that's it. Okay. We're good, we're good. I forgot to update my stream title before I started stream today. Real goober move. Yeah, whatever. You know what? I should, otherwise my YouTube gets, tagged there. Despite how much I enjoy playing Fortnite Festival, and that messes with my Fortnite Festival. So I'm always switching it back off and on. Why are the story quests delayed this week? It's strange, What's that? Oh, a countdown? Is that what people were talking about with Fortnitemares? Or is that the Absolute Doom thing? So we're getting like a live event for it? That's cool. Why do I have 60 out of 70 bus driver things tracked? Oh, there's a lot of fishing spots. Oh, that's on the, Is it taking me through the raft? That sucks. Saw some guns over here. Ah, jeez. Okay. I don't know if there's any more loot around here. This is not my normal drop spot. Shields? Nope. Okay. I might take those just in case. Oh, this has a laser in the bottom. Chug splashes. Let's go. We'll see if I regret heading straight to the raft or not. I'm sure this might be regrettable. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Where are we looking over here? This guy has like dialogue for each level up. No. Don't get caught. Sorry, man. I didn't want to do that. No! Leave me alone! I'm just trying to get my quest. I don't care about Emma Frost. Ah. It's always like this, man. This is why I hate freaking going to these places hot drop. I'm curious, do those, I think they do. Okay. That's interesting. These, Zane quests for the, tokens count for... Oh, my dogs are freaking out. Garage is opening. Hold on. I don't remember signing into a match, but I guess I did. Okay. Good thing I got back when I did. Dogs just get excitable over the garage opening. I don't know why. Oh, okay. Just had to run all the way down the stairs. We're good though. I did not mark where I'm heading though. Oops. Let's see. Where's this token? It's in the middle of the raft, right? One of the dogs is still crying. Track these. So I don't have to do that again. Ugh, this is even worse. Okay. I didn't even think the driver. Not bad. This round is doomed to end now, horribly. What are they doing? Someone just got home. I don't know why they... Usually they're happy when someone gets home. What? Maybe... Probably the younger one. She loves freaking out. It's her second favorite hobby. Okay, so I'm just leaving here. Those are smalls. Those are not useful. Okay, I'll just snag this and go. Start working on... Yeah, I don't want to fight that guy right now. Okay, we finished that up. Okay, they head in, I head out. Great. Okay, what are my weeklies looking like? Airborne or skydiving, different name locations in a single match. Let me check this. Surprised that the raft didn't count there. I know I got a daily in the desert. We can try moving down there. Or is that a weekly too? It's not, right? No, okay. I am supposed to collect legendary weapons from eliminated people too. Beyond 40-meter damage, search containers. Dude, all I got is a shotgun, man. Seems like they're a bot. They're a bot. I'll take the pistol just in case. Okay. Which guy is that, man? I don't remember him being out here. Oh, I guess that's better. Okay. I should save some shield for my desert adventure. Doesn't mean I can't take these with me, though. Okay. Hopefully I can run the 3 outer deserts without getting caught by anyone. Now that I think about it, I probably don't have enough. I'm supposed to gain 100. What? He's still freaking out. I don't know what my dogs are doing today. That's good. Oh, drive. How did I not realize that that's what it was saying? I feel like that should have been obvious. So, there's a car around here, right? I feel like there usually is. Oh, there it is. See how close I have to be for it to count as being in the name. Okay, that counts. We missed the second one to the storm already. We'll try to stay in circle here. One more name to be restored, I guess. I guess just jumping over and over again is going to be my cheaty way to get this done. Probably launch myself too, eh? I bet zip lines count. That's probably where I got that distance from before. Problem with sprinting is that it drains so quick. Yeah, well that looks like it's about the same time frame. Two days, 22 hours. What day is that? So it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what, Saturday night? That was awkward. It's just Peely. I was like, what the heck? So, Stark's doing something? I mean, I understand, like, quest-wise what we're going for here. Is there any more zip lines? That'd be the best way for me to... I mean, if I had a Iron Man or War Machine booster too. I haven't gotten any superhero items this match though. I haven't been looking for them really either, but... Almost halfway in the search containers. Where are you at, buddy? You got a legendary item you can give me for a weekly challenge? Chopper 66. I assume that has to be a bot too, but... I don't understand the aggression of the bots. Sometimes they're like super non-aggressive, horrible aim. Sometimes they have masterful aim, and they're super aggressive. Must be in here. Yeah. I don't really need this anymore. I just finished that challenge, but it's fine. It can still come in handy. Actually, I need to search containers. 10 more. 9. 8. Sure there's more around here. 7. I assume these count. Yep. Oh. 5 more. We will complete this. I don't know what challenge I'm going to try to target next is the problem. Now let's finish it here. We got a produce box. Okay. Over dailies. Beyond 40 meters, I'm almost done with that. I just need legendary or mythic items. I don't know how I'm gonna complete that. I mean, I can assume that that the token holders have them. I can just pick them up from the ground. Oh, one way to find out. I had the problem some other challenge that it didn't count them unless you eliminated the opponent. But we'll see. No, that does count. I want to keep these. I guess I do. Okay. I'll switch to these. Beyond 40 meters. At least these ones do count for people who I didn't want to kill. A lot of the time, these days, it feels like they don't count that. I have marked still. Oh, we're shorter. Funny. That place I already got to. Okay, if I can ping Mr. Token... Ah, he's in a car. I assume that's him. Oh, he's not 40 meters or more away. These should count though, no? Okay. Doesn't have any shields though, man. Wait, did he not have a token? Am I crazy? I could have sworn he was the token guy running around. Oh no, they're all 3 north. What the heck? Northwest? Okay, I still need to ping someone from... Is that my last weekly? Yup. Yeah, that's what I figured. These weeklies don't take as long as they used to. How long have I been going? Only 30 minutes. Yeah. What dailies do I have left? Shield, headshot opponents with a shotgun. I mean, I could probably get those done in one more match. Getting them done in this match is unlikely, just because we're nowhere near any cacti. If I can catch one of these token guys standing out in the open for like a split second. Let's go to sight, right? Yeah, okay. I didn't even check before grabbing it. Should've though. People fighting in front of me. That's one of the tokens. I can ping one of these guys. Well, that's all my weeklies done. I could go rush these guys with a shotgun. If I die, I die. Except for I don't have any shells loaded. That was genius of me. Different guy. Using for token. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, buddy? Can't be running. What a coward. Whoa. I'm missing my shots. Okay. You know, I'm not usually an aggressive player, but like, come on, man. You're gonna challenge me like that and then run off twice? Gotta have a little bit of a spine if you're gonna be challenging people like that while holding the token. I feel like grabbing one of those tokens is pretty much just an invite to have people try to challenge you the whole match. I mean, why else would you pick them up? Actually, I do find it fun sometimes, because a lot of the times the other token holders will come and try to attack you. And whoever wins gets all the tokens. We got people fighting northeast. Oh, north. Where? Got a rift over there. I mean, pretty much all the token holders are up there. I mean, it's them, me, that's 4, and one other guy. Okay, so now it's me and the token holders. And they're all giving away their positions for free. He's in a car. I just realized I have no shields. I thought that was a guy I was 15. Okay, I'm kind of stuck up here. Where'd he go? I wasn't paying attention. I got distracted by the storm. Shoot. Okay, well he's close because I just got pinged. Hey man, I'm just up here. Where are you at? Coward. Come on, man. You want to try to face him? Ooh. Oh, how did I do that? You didn't even know what just happened to you, man. I'm about to die. I have no meds. Was it worth it? Probably not. Let's get back up on my my high horse here. If I'm lucky, there's one chest that just entered zone again. It's gonna have some meds. The small shield's over there. Oh, I was lucky. What are the odds? Okay, so these guys could be up on those towers. I don't want to be standing still. They could have who knows what. Okay, there's one guy up there. Saw him. Strawberries. Why am I still firing? Is there something wrong with my mouse, or is there something bugged with the war machine bits? Okay. I don't know, but that happens to me frequently. Okay, so I know he's under me. Other guys around here too. He already knew I was up here, so I'm not too concerned about him knowing I'm still up here. Okay, next tower's over there. He must have Iron Man, right? To make the drop shot like that? I hear people. Saw this guy running. I was gonna say, bro's gonna land on me. No! Yes! You know, I've gotten a lot better at winning these matches since I started playing on stream. I used to, like, never win. These people rush so much now. Total Crown Victory Royale is 3. I think that's, like, a high for me. Ever since they added crowns, I've, like, not won Victory Royales with them. I can win, like, a match by itself, but winning 2 in a row is, like, impossible for me. I'm just bad. Oh, these are for the weeklies, right? I was like, what is this? It makes sense. Right? Yeah. I totally forgot those were still there. I still need 5 levels for this too. That's crazy. Oh, I got all my weeklies. All my dailies done. Okay. So I pretty much have everything. I think this might be the highest I've made it in survival medals too. I think the bus driver, damage opponents. I mean, yeah, I don't really have anything else to do then. I thought I still had challenges. I mean, that literally took me less than 30 minutes, or like 37 minutes. Because I mean, my intro was like, I don't know, I let it run for a little bit longer than normal just because I was stupid. So that took, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes. So that means I've been streaming for like 32. I didn't start right away either. I mean, it's got to be less than 30 minutes. So what do I do now? What is my title right now? I mean, geez, yeah, what is there left? I mean, there's other types of quests. Like the reload ones, but the problem with reload, right? Where's reload? No, I don't want to be Lego. Do I have reload saved here? Not that I can see. Why does that not show up in my... Where's normal reload? Reload 0 build, sure. Oh, the crowns carry over between these game modes? Interesting. This is my problem. It's duo minimum. I don't play with anyone, man. So you want me to do reload quests, but I don't know anyone who plays. So like, what am I supposed to do here? Deal damage, outlast players, collect or spend bars, assist in eliminating enemy players, survive storm circles. I mean, I can do a lot of those by myself, I guess, but like, what's the point? I'm kind of sad that we didn't get any story this week. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I mean, I don't got anything. Kickstarts are just eliminating people. I mean, I could do some creative, I guess. I was playing this Tycoon Miner the other day. It was alright. Do they have anything more? Proximity chats, not really what I care about. I mean, they got community momentum maps. Any of these good? I mean, these are all pretty basic. Most engaging. I mean, honestly, maybe we just like switch games. Like, I don't. I mean, is there anything really? Like, honestly? I mean, these are all pretty basic. Jeez, I mean, yeah. I mean, I presume this is like a story. You know, they say it's a horror game, but like, can it be that bad? I feel like it's gotta be pretty limited what they can do in Fortnite. What is that? Fortnite. Man, they really do got a lot of tycoons in this game now, huh? Teletubby terror. I've seen these, yeah, I was gonna say these Japanese ones. Apparently they're actually pretty decent. I do not doubt that. Man, there's a lot of these small tycoons. Up and coming. 6 players, 10 players, 22 players. How did they determine the metrics for this even? Oh, this is a board game. Why is Havoc Hotel considered a death run? I guess. Ugh. I mean, yeah. Guess we can do Minor Tycoon, or whatever. I don't think it's gonna be very interesting to watch. Maybe I'll update my title here. Whoa, I got caps lock on. Oh, my tracking lost me. I mean, I feel like a stream that's less than 2 hours is like kind of pointless. Even at 2 hours, I feel like it's kind of short. I haven't even made it to 1 hour yet. I like just can't believe that those challenges like took so little time. Jeez. Oh, I forgot. I can teleport straight. Am I on stage 3, I think? There's like no music either. I might be able to fix that though, I guess. Bring my own music. Hold on. I guess there's some mild music. I did not run into any problems last time with this. So let's hope. That's a really large window. Just crop this. Where to block? Over the top of my screen. Yeah, that's fine. Just so that I'm not literally listening to nothing. I know there's like a little bit of background noise, but like... This isn't like the best music for this either. This is like really calm music. Whatever. I guess we do calm music here. I mean, having general background music probably isn't like the worst idea ever. I don't know. Something about it just feels a little weird. Actually, how loud is that? Is that like super loud? Wait, can you not hear that? Okay, hold on. Then I will beta capture audio as well. That broke it. Okay. So just because it changed name? Or is that working? Okay, no, it's still working. Okay, that doesn't need to be too loud. Okay. Hopefully that works. I mean, this can't be interesting, man. I'm literally just hitting rocks. Beat rocks to death. At least in, like, the other, like, cheesy tycoon games, like, there's a little bit of grinding, but at least, like, stuff is going on constantly. Yeah, I don't know. Find something else, maybe. Of course, now I got two musics going over each other. Man, I don't know. Man, Mafia Tycoon used to be my freaking jam, bro. They like stopped updating it, started focusing on another map. Like, I don't blame them, because like I'm sure it's difficult to retain players. What is this? Just Japanese 1v1s or what? I mean, we can try Criminal Tycoon, I guess. Whatever. 1.7 people are playing. 1.7 thousand. Not one and almost two people. Oh, dogs are freaking out. For why? I don't know. Big one's freaking out though. Will they calm down? Do I have to go talk to them again? The world may never know. Well, they're still going. What could they be doing? Is it weird that the music is like taller horizontally? Yeah, okay, I get it. Cool. I don't care, man. They have music off. Music should be off by default, honestly. Jeez. Like, I know my music that I'm playing is like basic as heck, but at least I picked it, you know? Like, why? Whatever. Well, this is just a super basic tycoon. $1 a second. See, I don't understand game modes like this really. To what benefit? I can get absorbed in mindless stuff like this, but just because I'm an insane person. So like, why does Fortnite push these so hard? Because it can't give a good, like, general impression, right? Okay. I'm an insane person who will focus on upfront profits. And the fact that they're just going to let me buy all the printers at once, it looks like, means that that's what I'll focus on. If they didn't want me to do that, they should have spaced them out. Okay, the next one's 400. Could buy some more basics, just because I can do it fast. Steal money in the city, okay. Alright. What's the difference between... Oh, because these are daily, right? Alright, I get it. I understand now. I'm just stupid. As perceived beforehand. And they really just aren't gonna stop me, huh? Alright. I assume the main way of getting money in this game isn't supposed to be the money printers. Seems to be doing alright though. How many more do I need for this? 4 more levels. What level am I? So once I hit level 218, I'll be done. You think I can get that playing Crime Tycoon or whatever this is called? Oh, Criminal Tycoon, there it is, right at the top. Who knows? 1,500. I mean, my money projecting is already crazy. Oops. While I'm pondering the world to myself here, I'm thinking about ways to grow, right? Not that I necessarily like need a million people here. But, you know, having a few people here would be cool. I'm not grabbing. Just because, you know, talking to people's fun. I notice every once in a while someone comes in. I don't know if it's like rude to like start talking to them, because like I can see that there's an extra viewer, so I know someone's here. But like, is it weird for me to be like, oh hey, welcome, even though you haven't said anything and I don't know who you are? You know, because like I don't see a list of people who are watching. Oh, 3 more levels. But I've seen a lot of people saying that, you know, here on Twitch there isn't really like good discoverability. That you have to do a lot of your... you should be posting on other platforms to try to get people interested. Show up. Which is like really weird because like, how does Twitch pitch that to... Are they a private company? I know they're owned by Amazon, but like... Do they have their own board? Do they have... I don't know how this stuff works with Twitch, but... How do they push that to people who are like higher up, right? Because like... I guess maybe it's a good thing, because then you don't have to spend your resources on it, but... I mean, it kind of seems like one of those things where Twitch's momentum system works by you having already got some audience base, right? Like, the more people watch you, the more likely you are to be showing on people's feeds, which means that more people will watch you. And so it's like a steamroll effect. But you have to start somewhere, right? So like, the fact that Twitch doesn't have, I don't know, a new streamer or like small viewer section that like, I don't know, maybe bigger channels could put on their thing, or you know, something like that, right? Because like even YouTube, my dogs are freaking out again. Even YouTube will push like smaller channels if that's what you watch regularly, right? Like if they think that you're interested in that kind of stuff, they'll push it more because they have the whatever algorithm that does whatever it wants. What is wrong with Rebirth? So it's just interesting that Twitch has nothing like that. Because I saw a lot of people talking about it, that in order to like actually get an audience on Twitch, you have to be posting like YouTube videos of like, you know, compilations of stream. And you know, I stream right now. I'm going for 3 days a week, and I could be doing more, just because I mean, you know, I don't have anything else going on right now except for, I mean, I did just, what is this? Oh, you need like a code? What the heck? I don't know what any of that is. Okay. Wow, what the... what was I saying? I got distracted, like, hardcore. Oh. So, these last couple of weeks, when I started streaming, I did 1 week where I streamed every day. And that was a little tiring just because, like, what do you stream every day? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that interesting by myself. Like, if I got someone to talk to, I can talk, you know, for hours, in a way that most people find somewhat entertaining. But like by myself, like, what, you know, what do you talk about? You just come up with stuff? No one's here. I'm talking to myself. Like, even if there was just people who were sitting here, it's easier to tell stories, because you know someone's listening. Even if they don't say anything. Like, I don't necessarily mind people not even speaking, right? But just being by yourself just feels like, you know, I'm just here speaking to the void. Of course, I talk to myself when I play by myself anyways, which is why I don't really mind doing it with no one here either. It's just not as interesting. I mean, like, there's no point in sharing interesting anecdotes about myself or, like, points of view, right? Like, every once in a while, it'll come up naturally as I'm talking about other subjects. Like, on my first week back, was it my first Fortnite stream back? It might have been my first stream back. I talked about the metric system versus the imperial system. And that's something that, like, I kind of care a lot about, for weird reasons. And it's not like it actually affects me, right? Like, I use the imperial system, I use the metric system, I use them interchangeably. Just depends on what I'm doing. Metric system is a little better for, like, really, really small stuff, or, like, really, really large things. And that's kind of what it was designed for, right? You see, I'm getting into the tangent, so... and this is why I care, right? So... it's one of those things where people on the internet like making a huge argument about it, but people don't actually consider why the systems are the way they are. So like the reason the world standardized on imperial, or off of imperial onto metric, was because science was like thriving. We're talking like, what is this, 1700s, late 1700s, early 1800s, when the whole world was shifting over to the metric system. And like I joked about on that return stream, the metric system is like almost nonsensical. Like, I think it's 1/1000th of the distance between the equator and the North Pole. So it's half the... I mean, basically it's the diameter of the Earth divided by 1,000. And so you're like, what is the basis for that measurement, right? And I guess it's that when you take the whole Earth and you want to do international measurements, that's useful, right? Because you're basing it on the majority of the transport that people are doing, right? So if we assume the Earth is a perfect sphere, obviously it's not. When you're driving boats, you're doing all this stuff, you're going to be talking about crazy long distances. And it's easier if everyone can communicate the same thing, right? So like if you're like, oh yeah, I'll be going 1 kilometer or whatever to this next country. I don't actually have a frame of reference for how large stuff in the metric system is, because I don't use it for large things. I only use it for small things. But I just don't do a lot of stuff with large, distances either. Miles work for any distances I go for. And it's more understandable to my American mind. But like, okay, so metric makes sense in that you want to communicate internationally about stuff at a large distance. And it makes sense when you are looking at something really small, mostly just because it's easy to make it smaller in divisions of 10. Like, and this is something I talked about in my tangent originally too, that the imperial system that most people think of is the 12th imperial system, the fractional imperial system. There is a decimal version of the imperial system, just no one cares, right? No one uses it. I mean, some people use it, people who are really diehard against the metric system and want to do more accurate measurements using imperial, they'll use the decimal imperial system. And it's really not that different. Okay, so but then you're going to ask, right? So why do you like the imperial system more? Because it's all arbitrary, right? And you could argue it's all arbitrary, because it's like, oh, what is a foot? It's 12 inches. Well, why is 12 inches important? And it's like, well, 12 inches... I mean, the lore is it's like the size of a king's foot, right? Like that's what people make fun of it for. They're like, oh, it's even more subjective than metric, because metric is a quantifiable distance, right? And you can think that, and I think it's a semi-valid thought to have. Like, I'm not going to judge you for thinking that. But the problem is, right, okay, imperial, you're like, oh, 12 inches doesn't, it's the size of a king's foot, that's like arbitrary. But so why is it the size of someone's foot, right? Okay. And you're like, oh, because whatever. The real reason, and I might get a little bit of this history wrong, but one of the oldest units of measurement that we still know of is called a cubit. It was referenced in the Bible multiple times, and it was actually the distance, you can't see me pointing, but it's the distance from your end of your forearm to your elbow. For people who study proportions of the human body, that's actually the same size as your foot. You can check that. Your foot is the same size as the distance between your wrist and your elbow. And that was the unit of measurement for a really long time, the cubit. And it's not completely precise because, it depends on the size of the people, right? Like, okay, so funny model information, right? I'm like a dude trapped in a computer, being represented by a user interface graphic of a caricature of myself, right? In real life, I'm like 6'2", okay? So I'm tall, so I have long arms. So a cubit for me, my wrist to my elbow, is 12 inches. My foot is also 12 inches. So my foot is actually the same size as a foot, which is really convenient for measuring. And that's where the whole system comes into place, right? So before we had the ability to like really precisely... Hold on, I'm going to turn this down because this song is a little louder. Before we had the ability to really precisely make measuring instruments, it was easier to just use a frame of reference that you had with you all the time, right? And so that's where your foot comes in. And you gotta remember, for a lot of human history, people weren't wearing like really thick shoes. So their toe was really close to the edge of the shoe, or they didn't have a toe. It was like a sandal or whatever, right? And a cubit is your arm, so you can measure stuff up high. And so it's really easy to quickly measure things out that way. And in the modern day, it's still even roughly similar, right? Like, even though not everyone's foot is the same size, if you go toe-to-toe on your stride, and then you say, oh, it's roughly about this many feet, you'll be correct. I mean, it'll compound the larger you get, but, like, you'll be close. If you know what size your foot is, you can compensate for the difference in the modern day, too. Right? So, like, it's not, like, a huge deal. Like, so if you're, if you wear a men's size 13, your foot's going to be about, what would that be? I mean, the outside of your shoe will be about 13 or about 12 inches. Your foot will be about 11, probably, a little more than 11. And so if you measure with that, you'll be pretty close to accurate foot measurements. And so that's how people would communicate to each other. And it's relatively simple, right? So that was the basis for it. And the reason I brought up the cubit is because, as far as I've seen in research, the cubit was what basically evolved into the foot. So people would measure using the cubit. I think they would cut sticks to that length so that they could carry. And you would assume that would be like per job, or... I mean, I've never seen like a great research into how they would use it to build more accurately or whatever. But it was considered like a reasonable measurement, right? So a cubit. I don't know if people realize later that, that is the same size as your foot, and therefore you could translate it to using your feet, and they could still refer to it as a cubit. Oh, no, this is the free pack. I get it. I got lost thinking about the weird battle pass system in this game. Anyways, eventually that led to the foot, which is, the reason it's called Imperial is because it was part of a British ruler was the one who determined the size, and after running into enough compound issues with it, they made a standard, right? And that standard, I think there's some argument that it might have originally been either 11 or 13 inches, so it was slightly smaller, and eventually it ended up at 12. And, the same thing applies, right? Oh, well, how did we end up with an inch? Well, the inch is about the size of, like, one of your knuckles or whatever on your finger for a lot of people. Mine are a little larger. I think one of my knuckles is about 1.5 inches, and if you do half my finger, like from one knuckle up, it's at about 2 inches. But you see how easy it is once you learn those measurements to like quickly measure something out. Like, it's really easy to be like, oh, that's 1 inch. But like, the metric system wasn't designed to use the human body as a reference. It is disassociated from humanity, and that's the same problem with a lot of those scientific. So that's the same thing with Celsius, right? What is the base for Celsius? Well, Celsius is based on water. 0 is water's freezing point. Is it 100 that's water's boiling point in Celsius? And then you're like, okay, so what's Fahrenheit? Fahrenheit is based on... Now, I don't know if this is the full intent, but it was how it ended up. So 0 in Fahrenheit is like severely uncomfortable for people. You do not want to be in 0. 100 in Fahrenheit is severely uncomfortable for people. It's too hot. You don't want to be in 100. And so Fahrenheit is more based on how people feel, right? Rather than any scientific metric like, oh, this is water, this is whatever. Because like Kelvin is like universal, right? So the scale that it's on is universal. We've never seen anything in absolute 0 Kelvin. But stuff can be really hot. So measuring it in Fahrenheit is unreasonable because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of degrees, right? And so Kelvin scales to the universe, metric scales to water, or Celsius scales to water, and Fahrenheit scales to the individual people. And like I was saying, it's the same thing for metric versus imperial. Metric scales to the planet. So the reason it's divisible so small is just because we're doing it in tens, and people's minds works in tens easily, so you can make it smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's why you can do like really good small work in tens. Same reason that you can use decimal imperial to do like a similar thing, right? Can I just take like infinite of these? I'm supposed to be robbing people. I haven't done any robbery in this game. Anyways, that's more or less the gist of the tangent, I guess. I understand the point of metric. I'm not upset that it exists. It does upset me when people think that it is vastly superior, right? Because it's not... It wasn't made with you in mind. And you can argue that, like, that's better because whatever, whatever. But, like, if I tell someone... Or if someone tells me, hey, I need something and it needs to be, like, 3 feet. Okay, well, I have 3 ways of measuring 3 feet. I can get a ruler. It'll be really precise. I can use my foot if it's on the ground, and I'll be really close with, like, within an inch, you know, measuring with my foot. Or I could use my upper arm if it's something that, like, I can grab and just measure really quickly there. And so it's like, that's like 3 really fast, easy ways to measure that. But if someone said, I need something that's a meter, well, how are you going to reference that? Because it's a scientific standard measurement, you're going to need a meter stick. Like, you can assume something's about a meter, but... Are you not doing the same, you know, like, I don't know, it's, like, I don't see how people use meters, like, realistically. No one I know uses meters. But I have to assume that, like, I mean, I'm sure, like, visually, if you use meters your whole life, you can, you know, guess about what a meter's size, right? Like, I know a meter's about a yard. It's like a yard and a half, right? So it's, well, not, it's like 3.5 feet, right? So, what would that be? 42 inches? And so you're like, okay, you know... But, you know, it's not as easy. No one has a foot that's a meter long. And so, what, you're going to break it down into... What would be centimeters? Is that how it breaks down? I don't know. Yeah, it's just... Yeah. That's my thoughts on that. And you can see that was a whole tangent, like I was saying. I can talk about nothing for forever. It's just boring when there's no one here to help keep me on track. Because otherwise I'll get off on a tangent. A tangent on a tangent. Okay, I guess I can go try robbing a place. I don't know. The money's coming in slow. No, this is the pet menu. I don't care about pets. Oh. Isn't there... Where's my weapon station? Is it in here? Yeah. Sure. Good enough for me. gas station, I guess. Yeah. And it's like, you know, when I went on my tangent in my first stream back, I'm pretty sure it was the first stream back. It was really short. I was just like, I really vaguely described what I was thinking. Just said, hey, you know, there's a difference. Imperial is designed to operate within, like, human bounds. Does that make it convenient for long distance stuff? No. Right? Like, it makes it suck. Wait, out of 8,000? Likely harasser restricted. Cool. Oh, there's more. Where's the rest of the money here? There's not like a secret. What the heck? So that didn't pop up on stream, right? Yeah. I just got another bot message. It looks like I got blocked already, so that's cool. It's interesting because none of the... Oh, wait, because that's actually the message I wrote, huh? That was like the message I actually wrote in my thing for spam. That's why it worked. Where's the last couple thousand? I mean, it's not like 8,000 is like a ton anyways, but like... Dog's freaking out again. Whatever. I guess I should probably just leave. I don't know where the rest of the money is on this. It would be nice if they had better notifications in the stores. Anyways. That's what I was talking about, getting distracted. What was I talking about, man? I can't remember. I'll just go back to my base conversation that I was talking about with the growing. So, I was trying to get back there anyways, but... Anyways, the problem is, right, this is like a self-feeding machine. What kind of clips do people watch on YouTube and other sites? It's usually clips about people talking about things, right? So I should be talking about things on stream that I can like clip and upload on channels. And theoretically, I could get the algorithm to like push those, right? Because I don't have enough money? Yeah, okay. The problem with that is that like, well, since no one's here, I'm just rambling to myself, right? I know I've seen a lot of people build an audience on YouTube, like doing reacts first, or doing original content, which is interesting, and it's something I could try out. It's been a long time since I've tried making a video, though, you know. And that brings me to what I was going to talk about. So, as of late, I've been uploading full VODs on my main channel. Channel I've had for years and years and years. You know, it's like, it's literally, I don't know, super old at this point, though, for a YouTube channel. And I've been uploading videos on it infrequently for the time that it's existed. The problem is, okay, if I want to start uploading content on there, I don't want my VODs on there, right? Because what are my VODs going to do? They're going to tank, like, searchability, right? Because people aren't really watching VODs, right? Like, sure, there's a little bit of VOD watching. But, like, if no one knows who I am, no one's going to be watching my VODs. So would it be better... I have another old channel. I've literally never uploaded on it. It used to be my channel for, like, watching people on. where I had this channel for, you know, uploading to. Oh, there's upgraded money printers up here. So I don't use that channel for watching anymore. I can go through and like clear all my subscriptions. Maybe I can just subscribe to my main channel on it, and I can just turn that into a VOD channel. I think that one's older than my main channel, but you know, I think it'd be fine, right? Like, who cares? And I might start, because as of late I was uploading at the, so a VOD would go up a week later than when it was streamed. So if I streamed on a Monday in a week, so the next Monday, the stream would upload on YouTube and people could watch it there. If I move channels, I'm going to remove all those videos from my channel. Right? I don't want the VODs on there. It's not important for them to be up there. And I could even move old VODs, right? Stuff that I live streamed years and years ago, or before I came back to Twitch. Those are live on that channel, and they're in the live section, so it's not really bothersome. I was also thinking, you know, realistically, I could, like, co-stream. It's not like... So I know Twitch allows it now, so it's not going to get me in trouble in Twitch. YouTube never cared. The only problem I have with that, because I don't know how the chat would work, right? So right now, I have chat set up just for Twitch. And I know I can do co-streaming on OBS. I don't know how well it supports it, but I know that it does support it. From what I've seen, most people who stream on both platforms usually have more viewers on Twitch anyways. Just because that's what Twitch is more... Dogs are freaking out again. Oh, another level. That's what Twitch is more well known for, right? Is for streaming, where people go to YouTube to watch videos mostly, I feel like. I don't know about shorts. Maybe people go to YouTube for shorts now. I don't use shorts, so I don't know. Shorts is literally just, it's not my forte. I don't do it. Though I bet shorts is probably a good way for discoverability, because YouTube pushes out shorts way differently than it pushes out normal videos. And if you just want to get eyes on you, I'm sure shorts is a decent way to do that. The problem is, since I don't watch shorts, I don't watch TikTok, I don't know what people expect from them. Like, is it normal? Because a lot of the older TikToks that I used to see back when people used to, like, share them everywhere else. Dude, what? Have the dogs? Well, they keep freaking out. Do I need to go talk to them? Sounds like they don't want to stop. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. They were literally barking at nothing. I love that. Okay. I lost my train of thought again because of that. Guess we can go around again. Spawn car. Sure, the free car. Why is this so loud? Maybe I don't want to use the car. There's a second gas station. We can hit that, I guess. Why is this so loud? It's so annoying. Okay. Let me scope out targets. Because I only see the 3 things in here. Oh. I shouldn't lockpick the door. Actually, maybe I should. That'd be my first crime. It means I can get in and get stuff faster. Right? Okay. Anyways, yeah, I was gonna say, so the old TikToks I saw, it was like looping videos, so like Vine. I don't know if that's still popular or not, right? I don't know how YouTube handles that. Okay, so I don't understand. Where's the rest of the money? There's only 1 safe. There's 2 registers. There's not like another back room. So where is the rest of this money supposed to be? They don't have like under the counter. There's only a computer in here. I kind of feel like I'm being trolled. Like, there's no more money. Dogs are freaking out again. The worst part is, I have a family member, the one who came home earlier, down there, with them, and they still just want to freak out over nothing. It's fine. I don't care. I don't even know if you guys can hear them, like, fully. Maybe I'll just rob this one again, too. I don't know if there's, like, a cooldown or not. Anyways, so... Shorts might be a decent way to get engagement. They have a mark over all of the targets. But there's only the 3. It's not like you can rob the pumps. So I don't know. Whatever. Okay. I don't understand where the rest of this money is supposed to be coming from. Unless you can, like, upgrade your skill, maybe? That could be it. I have to look at what stuff I bought. Did I get chased by that other officer the whole way? It's funny watching these like super polygonal models, like Fortnite movement slides. Rip, bro. Anyways, I mean, like, for pure discoverability, going on TikTok might be a good idea, even though I don't really like the idea of TikTok. Just like I don't really like the idea of Shorts or Instagram Reels. Like, none of it is just, like, interesting to me, really. But if my goal is to grow a little bit, right, that might just be the best way to do it. Or like I said, I could try doing some original content. I don't know what I would really do. I could cut up streams, but like, you saw the stream today, like, I did my challenges, it took like, not even very long. Just like, I don't know how to make an interesting video out of that, really. I could probably cut out the tangent again today. Why are these all 15? There's no increase. Why is there security between every area too? Anyways. Yeah, I just don't know. I feel like... Because like growing isn't like the biggest thing for me. I mostly just do this for fun, like I said. Like all my stuff says, right? I do this for fun. You know? I'm not here trying to make it big, trying to make this a career. Actually, I just... another point of fun. If you saw the title of this stream before I remembered to change it, or maybe you saw the last one, or since no one's here, if you catch the VOD of this and you see the other stream, you can look at my last VOD before this one, and you'll see that I was doing some gunsmithing. It's actually something that I went to school for. I learned under quite a few people. I'm actually just got my business license approved. I already had my government licenses and stuff for a while. So I'm pretty happy with that. I figure that might become, you know, my main source of income. You know, my business literally just officially opened, and I've already got a couple of customers who are already talking about coming back with new projects, so I think that could end up really good for me. Pretty excited about that. Also, you know, I just got approved to go to a technical school to continue my education, where I'm hopeful that I can get through it with some ease. That's why I've been streaming in the afternoons, actually, because I've been prepping for that schedule. I'm hopeful, the way the school works, that I'll be able to just do it in the mornings, and then I can come back and, you know, do some streams. Maybe in the afternoons on the days I don't stream, I can start producing videos, making edits, you know, something. Maybe try to get a little bit more views up here. I feel like this channel isn't really necessarily the best place to talk about firearms, just because, like, I mean, I don't know, who cares, right? Like, I'm a dude who plays video games. Sure, I have some qualifications to talk about it, but, like, what am I going to talk about? The goofy gun designs in Fortnite? I actually did think about doing that. I don't know, I think it could be interesting. Just, you know, diving in depth, because even though Fortnite's gotten less cartoony, its guns have gotten, like, slightly less realistic. Like, they're basing them off of, like, more fantasy guns a lot more often. I don't know if that's just to avoid trouble, or, you know, whatever they want to do, but it's just something interesting I've noticed. How much do I need? 15k. Speak of the devil. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, I'll have to see how everything works out. It's 3,000. I need 7k to upgrade my sniper. Is there gonna be another floor? You would assume, probably, right? Maybe it won't be worth it to upgrade. Oh yeah, right there, 15k. Oh, there's more rebirth money printers. Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Oh, I never finished my thought on the technical college. So the reason I'm going to technical college, despite the fact that I already went to school for gunsmithing, is that I would like to be able to also do manufacturing. So right now, this is going to sound like a lot of gibberish if you don't know anything about firearm laws, but with my federal firearms license, I am a Type 1, which means I can gunsmith. That's its primary use. I can transfer firearms. So I have to be able to run background checks, you know, all the stuff like that. What I can't do is manufacture, because that's a Type 7. Now, I was under the impression, due to poor government documentation, that the Type 7 was more restrictive than the Type 1. Wait, Type 7? Type 3. Maybe Type 3. That's the manufacturing license. I can't remember. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So, when I finally got an ATF agent to come to finalize the paperwork with me, I actually managed to ask them in person. you know, what benefit does the license have? Like the difference. Because one of the things I was concerned about, right? So, what is manufacturing in the eyes of the law? Manufacturing in the eyes of the law is assembling parts or actually manufacturing parts into a complete rifle when it wasn't that way to begin with, okay? So, like, if I buy an AR lower with no parts, so a stripped lower, and I assemble all the parts into it, I have manufactured that firearm. Now, people will argue that's not manufacturing, that's assembling, blah, 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 blah. In the eyes of the law, that's considered manufacturing, okay? I took something, even though it was already a firearm, I took something that was legally a firearm, added parts to it to make it more of a legal firearm. Don't ask me, the laws are nonsensical. And then, now I've manufactured it, right? So, if I buy a bunch of parts to put together a rifle, and then I try selling that rifle, I have manufactured that rifle. Even though I didn't physically produce any of the parts, and I just put it together, so assemble, that is considered manufacturing, according to the ATF. Now, if I had a Type 7, I could do that. Or a Type 3, whatever it is, I can't remember. Whichever of the two it is. I think a Type 3 might be a Curios and Relic license. It doesn't matter. Whatever the license is for manufacturing, if I got that license, I could assemble firearms and sell them. And that's not my main goal. I actually do want to primarily be a gunsmith. I think it's a little bit of a dying art. There's not a ton of people who really want to do it anymore. Most people just want to sell firearms because cool guns or whatever. I think preserving them is good, so that's why I want to be a gunsmith. Anyways, I've had the license for just about a year now, so I've got 2 more years on it. Once that expires, I'm hopeful to switch to a manufacturing license. I actually could have done it at the time when they approved my original license. They would have had to restart the paperwork. I wouldn't have to have done anything. They would have just had to restart the process, and it would have delayed me like a week, 2 weeks to a month, right? And I'm not planning on doing any manufacturing right now, so I didn't have a problem with it. Now, I did ask for clarification, because you may hear, GeigerWatt, you just said that taking all of the parts and putting them together legally counts as manufacturing according to the ATF. Yes, I did say that. Okay. One of the gunsmith's job is to produce new parts for firearms, or let's say someone brings me a box of parts and says, I couldn't put it together, put this together for me, or I took it apart, I can't get it back together, put it back together for me, okay? Do those count as manufacturing? The answer is, and I specifically asked this because it was something that I also questioned because the documentation was not great in my opinion. No, those do not count as manufacturing. That would fall under gunsmithing. Now, what's the difference? The difference is I didn't buy the parts. That's literally the only difference. How does that matter legally? I don't know. But that's how the ATF wants to do it. I'm not going to go get prosecuted for trying to fight that. It's, you know, it's whatever. Does it make sense? No. Should it be that way? No. That's like half of the laws around firearms, though. Oh, I finished that 15K already. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything on the bottom floor. I'd hate to keep going up if I mean, other than those. I don't have any rebirths yet. Oh, I was missing the rebirth down here, right? No. Doesn't say what I actually need to progress to finish. Did I finish the garage? Yeah, okay. I know there's like a gold statue that's like 25K up front. It might be 2 actually. 25K. How much is this one? 25K. Okay. If floor 3 has more money, I think it would be preferable to go take care of that. I'm not done with floor 2 yet, but we'll see. So this is all done. Did I finish everything in here? No. Wait, yeah, actually I did. Never mind. Okay, that's the next floor. We get 2 ladders this time, or steps. We'll wait for our next 15K and then we can get that. Anyways, though. So I'm going to technical college for CNC machining and lathe work. Technically, it's all just CNC machining. Now, I am not going to be able to afford a CNC machine because those are tens of thousands of dollars. And being a small upstart gunsmith, I do not have that money. I'm lucky and was able to buy a manual lathe for relatively cheap. It cost me $1,000. It's a super old model, but it's known to be reliable even years and years later, so I'm not worried. The problem is, the school that I went to, which I'm not going to name just because whatever, wasn't really able to teach lathe work, just due to the way that it was all set up. And also, CNC is different. So it's technically a more valuable profession to be a CNC operator. What I'm hopeful for is that I will be able to... Oh, that's the money printer, right? 15K versus 10K. Okay. We can go rob the gas station again. What I'm hopeful for is that I can go to school. It's going to take me less than a year. And I'm actually getting grants for the whole thing, so as far as I know, I'm not going to have to pay a dime, which is great. It'll be a real boon to me not having to pay more. Okay, I don't, they might be barking at someone else coming home. I didn't hear the garage, but we're getting towards the hour where someone else might. Hey, police. I did not get a headshot last time. Okay. Respawn behind me. That's so close. Why can't you keep sliding for just 1 second more? The headshot. Okay. Anyways, hopeful. Go to school for CNC operating. They have a optional course on manual lathe and mill operation. Since manuals are going to be all I'm going to be able to afford for the time being. Like I said, I already have a manual lathe, but it was expensive. $1,000 is not something to, you know, poke your nose at or lift your nose at. I am hopeful that at worst I can get a job working in CNC mill or CNC operating, and that could be my primary job. Gunsmithing can become like a secondary job, though it has been taking off surprisingly well, so I might be able to make it work. I'll have to see. And that streaming will just be a thing I do for fun, right? Which is how we got to this conversation. Streaming is just something I do for fun. I don't see myself like trying to make a whole career out of this. Wow, there is a lot of stuff with the walls. Oh, these are better. These are 25 each. That's cool. I could try hitting one of the more expensive places, I guess. I mean, yeah. That's kind of the gist of the whole thing. Which is why, like, it's kind of hard to want to invest a bunch of time into making content. It's like, okay, I stream right now 3 times a week. They only go for a couple hours. I guess I could spend like evenings trying to do like edits. Okay, so I gotta break glass, so this is gonna be a lot harder. Whatever. Can I break from either side? I can. Ooh, a lot more officers. It's like, the days I don't stream, I plan on doing content. I haven't been doing very good at it right now. But while I'm at school, it will just be the same amount of time I would normally be streaming. Except for I won't be streaming instead. I'll be... Why is there an emergency alert button? There's no one here. Anyways. So it's kind of hard to want to... My bag is full. I see. So my bag is actually the limiting factor. Interesting. I didn't realize that that's what it was talking about before. So that is the max you can steal from the gas stations. So is it even worth it to rob the jewelry stores? I mean, I can max them out, but like... Unless I can upgrade my bag somehow. Hey! Okay, we should have enough to buy a couple of money stations. Oh, now someone's back. This time it makes sense for the dogs to bark. What is that money? Only 25 a hit. That's absurd. Is this all the money clickers this time too? Wow. I should be buying the non-walls first, probably, because buying the walls just makes everything appear more. Anyways, I'm also, yeah, I'm just like, you know, I've been on social media a really long time. Like, I don't use it really. So, like, trying to figure it out now is a little bit more difficult. I've been, like, throwing posts up on Twitter, X, whatever. And, I see people looking at them. I've gained random followers. I've tried, like, you know, I post about streams. I talk about random stuff. Not so much random stuff. I should start doing that more. And my problem is, right, you get random followers. Most of them look like they're bots. Whatever. That's normal for social media. Or, like, they don't engage with you, or they're, like, trying to sell you something, right? Like, as my posts have gotten a little bit more engagement, I've had more people randomly related to VTubing, like, show up in my feed, like, liking my stuff, or following me on Twitter, and most of them are, like, artists. I had one even message me. Had some guy actually show up in my stream one time, like, straight up. I am now stuck in chairs. That's fantastic. And, you know, he was also... Oops, wrong thing. Where is... Isn't there... What's this? Spawn. I'm sure that will get rid of my shields. 40, 60, 80, 100. Okay. Anyways. Oh, got a playtime gift. Should grab that first too. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just buy all the non-walls first. This one I've already bought the wall, so we can get the windows. I'm like starting to lose my voice. I don't know why. My throat's not good today, I guess. Luckily I have a water bottle over here. It might be one of those things where, you know, maybe I do gotta cut my streams to only be an hour, 2 hours. And then I can spend more time making videos. And as my streams start taking off, maybe I can spend more time streaming, less time videoing, right? And when I say taking off, I just mean like, you know, get a couple of viewers in here. Like I said, I don't plan on becoming like giant. I don't even think I'll ever make it to partner or affiliate or whatever. I just think it'd be cool to chill and talk to people, you know? You know, a lot of the time they're like, oh, fill a niche or whatever, but like, how many niches can there possibly be, you know? What is the niche? I was thinking of maybe theming my stream schedules too. So I think alliteration is fun. I was thinking of doing stuff. So like Wednesdays, I've been doing my weeklies in Fortnite. So I was thinking maybe, you know, playing on that, doing like weekly Wednesdays or whatever, where we continue doing weeklies, other challenges, you know, just trying to get stuff done in this game. I do enjoy this game, which is why I play it, even though there's not a lot of content. What are the point of the people? What did they give me? Nothing? They're just decoration too? On Fridays, I've been working on completing stuff that I hadn't finished in other games, because like most people who play games, I have a large backlog. Games I started, games that I own, never played. I think it could be cool to, make my way through a lot of those. I was thinking about maybe doing those on Fridays. Maybe just calling it like Finish It Fridays or Fun Play Friday. I don't know. I might just come up with different names. Skip the alliteration. I haven't thought it through all the way. The big problem, right? What do you call the Monday streams? What do I want to do on the Monday streams? I have no idea. Right now, my Monday streams are kind of just like my variety stream. Like last Monday, I did like a 2-hour stream where I was just working on designs. I was trying to gunsmith while on stream. Nothing like crazy. Ooh, killed my momentum. I mean, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. We could do some basic, like, other games on Mondays, or... Yeah, I don't know. Oops. Maybe we kill the Monday stream entirely. I make that a day where I dedicate myself to getting content done. Only stream twice a week. I have managed to complete 2 games that were on my backlogs now, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I've only been streaming for, what, a month now? Maybe not even. How long has it been? I don't remember. Oh. I keep doing that. I'm always kind of surprised. I assume the Twitch interface doesn't update accurately, like how many people happen to be on your stream for like a couple of seconds as they're scrolling or whatever. But afterwards, I usually get like, you know, most of my streams have 2, 4, 5 people who've like at least watched them for like a couple seconds, or maybe it's the VODs. I don't know how Twitch works really. If it recommends VODs to people, maybe they click on my channel and they watch it for like a split second, or however Twitch does it. You know, it's just like, how do you find people who are like-minded to you? How open do you be on the internet? I say that metaphorically. I mean, clearly I'm not trying to be too open. I don't even use my real face, right? Like, this is close to my face, but like, this isn't my face. This is an artistic rendering of my face. I don't think anyone would recognize me from it. Maybe. Funnily enough, my mustache does actually naturally curl up like that. My facial hair is that scraggly. My real hair might actually be slightly longer than that now, but, you know, it's about the same. The only difference is I'm not, well, I guess from anyone who watches my stream's perspective, I am just a guy on the screen. But in real life, you know, I have a physical body. You could beat me up. Those are all rebirth. I mean, these are 2 other than my armory. Go rob again, I guess. Go hit up the Jules store. Can you even hear the music now? Because I turned it down. This song is really quiet. Of course it stops playing as soon as Is that quieter or louder than the game? Maybe I'll turn it up here. I don't want it to be louder than me. So I'm going to turn myself up a little bit. But I also want you to be able to hear it. Because otherwise, what's the point? Anyways, yeah, I don't know. It's just, you know, a little different. Okay, we're gonna break into the back first. See how much money they got in here. Money. Looks like they got about 5K. You know, I don't understand why people don't use like the normal Fortnite characters. Ooh, my bag size increased. I can take a little bit more. Where's my home again? I missed. Like a freaking idiot. Oh, I'm back. Okay, yeah, I mean, whatever. Let's waste all my money on these big gold statues of fish. This one also a fish? Gross. Did I unlock anything else in the battle pass? The false battle pass? Okay, we still got 15k. Is that enough for anything? I can't remember. Hey, it is. That this is like 25 only. Like, what am I supposed to do with 25 a hit? By windows, I guess. How much are the barrels? They're 15k? Yeah. We can keep buying walls, I guess, now. They're all 10k a piece, though. See, I hate, and I get why tycoons do this, because they want you to be engaged, right? But, like, it kind of sucks having to, like, have downtime like this. Barrel, table, wall. As well as all 10k? Okay, yeah, they are. We'll go the long way around. Anyways, yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm not sure how much effort to really put in. Especially if I'm going to end up working 2 jobs. I mean, gunsmithing's a little different because that will be, like, as people need me, right? Like, that's not, the likelihood that I have a job every day is pretty low, which is why I'm not sure I can make a full career out of it until I can build up, like, a large list of clients, right? At that point, I could probably transition out of even, like, CNC, but I feel like CNC might be a decent place, you know? I've been technically inclined for a while. I had both computer and engineering teachers get upset when I would leave their class. To be fair, I didn't really leave technology classes other than by force. I actually had a teacher fight with the school in order to keep me in one of their classes. They, like, physically couldn't because a class I needed credits for. This was back in high school, a couple years ago. The class I needed credits for, they only had 1 slot available, and it was the same time as this other class. But the teacher wanted me in the class so bad that they actually made a special version of the class for me. So I did the whole class by myself. Like, I did all of my learning and stuff by myself. The teacher would just record her lessons for the normal class, and I had to sit in the back of another class and do the lessons by myself. Which is, like, kind of funny thinking back on it. Because technically I was a teacher's aide, right? Like, so I was supposed to be there to help the teacher, like, help students, or, like, grade papers, or, you know, whatever. Unpaid labor. But you don't have to do classwork, right? So, like, a lot of kids would do it for free. Kids were not complaining about doing it. In fact, a lot of kids would get upset when they couldn't get a TA position. I was a TA, I think, at least in one class every year. Just because my grades were always so high that either teachers would ask, or if I asked, they'd be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. Teachers were very accommodating. I usually wouldn't have homework because a lot of my TA responsibilities, I wouldn't actually have to do anything, so I could just do my own homework. Honestly, really good gig. It was funny, but yeah, eventually the school considered it like getting special treatment or whatever, and so they forced the teacher to like take another student so that it wasn't just me. And I can't remember, she found some girl who wanted to do the class but was in like a similar predicament to me, so she couldn't take it because just the way schedule conflicts happened. And so she ended up also as a quote-unquote TA. Like I said, we weren't actually helping the teacher at all. We would literally just sit in the back and do our own work. Except for, funny enough, even though I wasn't supposed to be doing any work for the teacher in that class, one time they had a substitute teacher, and she had no idea what she was doing. And so, like, the class, like, there were so many confused students, and she was teaching, like, the basic computer class. Something I had taken before, something that, you know, I had memorized more or less because I started working on computers when I was 13. So by the time I was in high school, I mean, I had, like, pretty much all computer stuff, like, memorized more or less. So I was able to, even though I wasn't supposed to, I was able to keep the class afloat for that day and help all the students who were having issues. I was also responsible for helping this girl who like joined in late because she didn't know how to do a bunch of stuff, and the teacher trusted me to help her out to catch back up. And like she wasn't the girl wasn't a slouch. She was smart, so I was able to help her like get caught up like really quickly. So that didn't take a lot from my time either. Plus, I usually finished my work like fairly early, so if the teacher knew I could handle it, it wasn't a huge deal. I was thinking about maybe finishing this Tycoon once, but this is going on for a really long time. I guess I should mention, because I did bring up, like, oh yeah, I was, you know, since 13, I've been really into computers, and I took a lot of computer-focused classes in high school, and then before that I was like, oh yeah, I'm a gunsmith now, going into CNC. What was the jump there? Very simply, I started, okay, I should specify, okay, so I got out of high school, I took a summer off, and then had some life events happen. And later, it was like 6 months later, because like I said, stuff happened. I'm not going to really get into detail on what stuff. Stuff happened. Ended up going to school, college. It was a community college. It wasn't very expensive. I had a grant. I had multiple stuff. At the end, I ended up having... So I only did one semester. And I'll explain why. I started the semester. I had to do all the tests and stuff. Yeah, I'm sure people here are probably you know, anyone who will see this is probably like college age or whatever, right? Or getting close to or whatever. When you go to college, even like no-name community colleges, which I was doing, I was actually going in for computer science. I was hoping to, I don't know, get a job in programming somewhere in the industry, you know, something. Because, you know, I really enjoyed it in high school. I made a lot of cool friends in high school. We all had similar interests. So it worked out, and, you know, I figured career-wise it'd be decent. Like, programming paid well. And, you know, everyone says there's always more demand for programmers or whatever. So I go to school, I set myself up for computer science. I start looking through all the programs, and I get in my first semester. I guess I should specify. I take the tests to get into my first semester. Make you do a reading comprehension test and a math test to see if you're eligible for Math 1010, if you can skip Math 1010, or if you need to take, what do they call it? Math, is it? I don't remember what they call it. It's like a pre-Math 1010 class. It's more or less like a high school makeup class. Because 1010's like level 1 college. And is it 950 or something like that, or 850? I don't remember. Colleges might have different names for it too. I don't know. But basically, it was just like a makeup class. So I take this test. Mind you, like I was saying before, in high school I did really well. I like goofed off my last year. Screwed myself over not doing well on like college tests because I refused to take a math class because I was bored with math, right? And even without studying, I think I was just short of getting a Math 1010 credit. It proved that I had like mastered high school math, but I don't think I got close enough to like show that I was good at like college level math or whatever. But that was like a year out of math. Like I literally took no math classes, so like I had to remember everything from the year before, and I didn't even learn some of the stuff that was on the test. I just had to guess based on my understanding of math, which, you know, all things considered, I think I did all right. So like I'm not like a slouch in math, right? Like I can do math decently well. Better when I have resources in front of me, but you know, I can do math decently. So I'm taking this college entrance math exam, and I complete it. I did study for it, you know, since I had been out of math for a year and a half at that point. I did study for it. I saw, you know, they had like practice ones, so I figured out what types of equations they were expecting me to do, and it was actually, I think it was, well, I can't remember what it was. So I do this test, I complete it, and they tell me, okay, with the level of score you got, you can skip Math 1010, and you definitely don't need to take the basic math class, so you're fine. And I was like, sick, that's great, I want to skip Math 1010. So I go to the admissions office, or is it admissions? The scheduling office, whatever they call it, I can't remember. And I tell them, hey, I took the test at the beginning of the year. It told me that Math 1010, I don't need to do it. I should skip to Math 1050, I think, which is a more advanced, like, computer programming math. They come back, they tell me, oh yeah, we don't let people skip. What? What do you mean you don't let people skip? What's the point of the test if I can't skip Math 1010? Right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So I can take the test. It's supposed to prove whether or not I need the basic math class, Math 1010, or if I can go to the more advanced math class. I get a high enough score that they tell me go to the more advanced math class. I tell them at the admissions office, and they say we can't let you do that. So what's the point? You know, I don't understand. Anyway, so they stick me in a Math 1010 class, and because it was a computer science related course, they actually put me in a computer science version of Math 1010. So we were actually learning computer science related math, which is like interesting. I didn't know they had something like that, but I guess computer science was a big enough sector that they could do that. It was a little difficult because I don't know if anyone else has teachers who tell them this. When I was in high school, I had a teacher who was physics and robotics, which, yeah, I did take robotics. I actually have multiple certifications in robotics. Never used them, but, you know, I am certified in robotic engineering, I guess. Makes you sound like I'm a crazy person. He was a teacher who he didn't like the way the school system worked. So he was always trying to tell his students like ways around things, or how to like make your life easier. It's funny enough, he actually left the year I did. So I graduated, and he went to a college. He became a professor at a university in a different state. Don't remember where. Florida, maybe? I think it was teaching engineering. I can't remember. He did a lot of encouragement for me to do more engineering stuff, which was funny because the engineering teacher was really upset, like I said, when I left his class. That's a different story, but one of his pieces of advice for college was to avoid teachers who aren't native English speakers, which like sounds rude, but it was because, you know, it's hard to understand them, right? So it can be difficult when you're like going through lessons to understand what they're saying, and that can make learning harder and whatever. So this math teacher that I had was a native Spanish speaker, but was doing his lessons in English. And I could have requested to change class, but I've dealt with people who have Spanish-speaking accents my whole life. I have no problem understanding them 99% of the time. So like I really had no problem in this class. And he was a good teacher. He was really smart. He was able to correct issues and like teach stuff really well. So I was actually really grateful to have him as a teacher in the end. It's really funny because, so like I said before, in high school I had teachers, they all really liked me. There was a couple who didn't. You don't get along with anyone ever. I never did anything like particularly to try to get on their good side. Like I wasn't like sucking up to them, right? I would just like do my work. And I think that like kind of shows part of the like funny side of like schools is that like teachers don't expect kids to do their work. So the fact that I was going around doing my work on time just like left me in people's good graces. I lost my train of thought. I got a message that I needed to respond to. Oh yeah, but yeah, the whole thing. Okay, so in high school, I learned that I hate social classes. And you're like, what do you mean by social classes? So I could have graduated high school a full year early if I had really tried, but easily half a year early. And I could have made that decision like in the beginning of the half year and it wouldn't have been a problem, right? Like in my senior year I could have made that decision and I would have easily been able to graduate half a year early. I decided not to for a couple of reasons. You know, I had friends in high school. I figured I could use it as an opportunity to because my high school did a lot of technical degrees, That's actually where I got my robotics degree. I got multiple degrees in programming. I got a degree in photography. The entirety of Microsoft Office, HTML. I took huge advantage of my senior year, just like getting as many degrees as possible. 20K for... Oh, actually, I have enough. Yo. Yeah, I took like super advantage of my senior year, just like getting all these degrees for like next to nothing, because when you do them in high school, they like don't charge you like anything, and the school it's like $50, and you end up with like a college certificate or whatever. I got, what was it? I got 4 in programming, 2 general programming, 2 Java, 1 like basic, 1 advanced. I got a degree in game design from a university. I got multiple programming. I got certified by Microsoft in HTML, CSS as a Microsoft Office Pro and then a Microsoft Office Expert. Like I said, I got 1 in photography. I think that was just like a state issued one. That was not like too impressive. Doesn't mean anything anyways. Like, what do you do with a degree or a certificate in photography? Oh yeah, I take pictures good. Who cares? People who don't have certificates take pictures good. Yeah, I did a lot just to fill out my schedule and like build up my skills. That's also where I got my robotics one. I think technically I have a 2. I have 1 in basic robotics and advanced robotics. Something like that. Which, like, also, I don't know what that means anything. Where do you get a job in robotics? Like, I don't think there's any industry near me, like, at all that, like, deals with robotics. Anyways, so... yeah, so I took advantage of all that in high school. How did this lead into college again? I don't remember. I don't remember how I got here. Oh, yeah, because I don't like social studies. So, one of the reasons I didn't graduate early is because I still needed... I think I was missing 2 credits my senior year. 3 credits. I needed to complete half of a math credit. Oh, no, it was 4 credits. Half of a math credit, half of a... No, it was just half of a science credit and 1 full English credit. Yeah, I think that was it. So that was literally what I was short. Now, the year before I took Honors English, and there was no path forward from Honors English. The only path was College English, and... Okay, so when I took my college, like, entrance, you know, the ACT, SAT, whatever your state does, whatever your high school does, I was 1 point short of being able to skip English 1010. And that infuriated me so much that I refused to take English 1010 in high school, because my high school did offer it, and that was the only path forward from Honors English. I had both of the teachers try to convince me to take English 1010, and out of stubbornness, I decided I didn't want to. Which, realistically, thinking that I was going to go to college, I should have, right? Get done in high school, I wouldn't have to do it in college. It's a little easier in high school. There's less pressure on you because you're just a high school student. So instead, I took the basic English class, which the teacher, it was creative writing, which I don't like creative writing, but whatever. I'd rather do that than a college level course or like something else. There really wasn't other option, so I had to take it. The problem is that only covered half of a year. And the other part was some other writing class. I don't remember. I didn't want to take it. So the only other option was humanities. And I could actually take both of those at the same time, therefore getting my credit in a single year, or a single half year. 1 semester. So if I did that, and I got my science credit, or my science credit, I would have been done. Right? That was all I needed. I don't remember. I think I did split them up. just because I ended up deciding I didn't want to graduate in half a year. So I split them up. I took one in the beginning of the year and the other one at the end of the year. And man, I hated that humanities class so much. The teacher... Okay. She was very obvious about political leanings. And she got upset, like, easily if you disagreed with her. Or if you, like, you know, tried to have, like, a proper conversation about something that you disagree with. Which, the point of the humanities class was that we had conversations, right? But she wasn't very good at it, so... You know, whatever. There was also multiple, like... I mean, who ends up in a humanities class, right? It's, like, artsy people, and I never really got along with artsy people too much, but, you know, it's whatever. I'm not, like, mean. I can get along with pretty much anyone. I just don't, like, super get along with artsy people. So, the students in the class were also kind of annoying. At some point my senior year, I think in the first half, I got a job at a retail store. It was a big chain, no longer exists, doesn't matter. And man, that stressed me out. They like put responsibilities on me that like I didn't get paid for. I mean, they more or less just like completely ran me into the ground. Like, anyways, knowing that, I quit the job just before Christmas because they yelled at me for following their instructions in a way they didn't like. Which is, like, ridiculous. So I guess I should specify, okay? They hired me originally as a cashier. Okay? Seasonal employee, cashier. I was supposed to work end of Halloween, so end of Halloween through Thanksgiving to Christmas. I think to New Year. I think that's the season that I was hired for. With the opportunity, in quotes, to possibly become a full-time employee. Okay? I got along with everyone I worked with. They knew I was intelligent enough to, like, have, like, actual conversations with. I wasn't just, like, some dumb kid, even though I was in high school. I actually had some friends from school who got hired at the same place, so, you know, I was able to talk to them during breaks or on the floor or whatever. The store wasn't, like, too popular. That's part of the reason why it ended up going bankrupt. It wasn't very popular anymore, and people were always shoplifting from them, and blah, 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 blah. That was also a part of the reason why they were, like, so high-strung about employees. They were always, and I'm talking, like, literally, once a week, they would have, like, a team meeting, and they would accuse employees of stealing from them. Which is, like, a great way to build morale. Hey, we know that you guys are, like, the only thing that's, like, protecting this store, but, like, we also don't trust you at all. We think you guys are all stealing. Anyways, more or less what happened there. I'm trying to think the exact circumstances. I was working the floor, and because I was still new-ish, like I'd only been there like... It was post-Thanksgiving, so I had been there for a little over a month. And we were getting into the Christmas season. I was dealing with a lot of customers who were coming doing like early season Christmas shopping. I mean, it was December, so I guess it's like kind of late Christmas shopping. It's still early December though. Well, I should also point out, they like were lying to me about my schedule, which, first of all, they never gave you a way to check your schedule, and you were on the schedule at random, right? So, like, more or less, I had to drive to the store on my days off to check if I was put on the schedule. So I'd have to walk into the back area, the employee area, check if I was on the schedule, and then plan my week. Now, part of my agreement to work was that I wouldn't work early in the day because I had school, obviously. They knew that. And I wouldn't work Sundays. I think I did say I could work earlier on Saturdays, but no Sundays, and mostly after school, okay? And they would only try to schedule me for weekends anyways. So like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Well, eventually I think they got sick of some of the other employees, and so they tried scheduling me on Sundays, which, you know, I wasn't a fan of. And they knew, because it was close enough to my high school, they knew when I was on break, and so they would schedule me on other days during my school's break, right? So I was working normal days. That I didn't necessarily mind. The Sunday thing I was upset about, though, because that was like the one day I was like, I'm not working on Sundays. Don't schedule me for Sundays. That's part of my agreement to like work with you guys. And it was what is it? What do they call it? At will employment. So like either of us could end the contract at any time without notification. Anyways, so I was there late one night. We were still new, so they still had multiple employees. Their goal, and this is ridiculous to me, I guess because they didn't want to hire more people, was to have one employee run each department. Okay, so one employee would be running the warehouse, one would be running the front of the store, one would be running the registers. The front of the store is like managerial, right? So they would also help with registers, but it wasn't their sole like goal. And then one would run clothing, and my department, which I wasn't supposed to be a part of because I was supposed to be a cashier, they never even trained me in it, was supposed to be everything else. So they had a small electronics section, holiday decor, a small food section, a toy section. I think that was more or less it. But one person was ideally going to cover that whole area, which is like 60% of the store. I don't know why they thought one teenager could cover that entire area. I mean, and remember, this is the company that's always accusing us of stealing, and then also was getting robbed by general people, right? So it's like, it ended up leading to them going bankrupt. So, anyways, I was working one night, December. I had already taken like a bunch of phone calls. Because yes, even though I worked in the departments, I had to carry a phone on me to answer customer questions. You'd think that'd be something front desk could do or managerial, but no. It was apparently the foot employees, the ones on the floor that were responsible for that for each department, which is like ridiculous. And sometimes they would like forward you something for the wrong department. Yeah. Anyways, so I'd already missed Thanksgiving with my family. I was a little upset about it, but I got paid time and a half, so I wasn't too upset about it. I enjoy spending time with my family, so I was kind of sad about it. And then I was working a late night, and this whole week, I should point out, they had me doing other people's jobs, and they let those people leave early. Okay, so the girl who's in charge of the front was supposed to go get like the carts at the end of the day. Everyone's responsible for cleaning their own department at night, and then someone was responsible for like checking every department to make sure everything was set up for the next day. And they ran an extra hour in that part of the holiday season to give people like time to like show up or whatever, right? Because it's holiday season and you make more money or whatever. So, yeah, I'm just like, my mind's running through a bunch of scenarios. Anyways, they had thrown a bunch of other responsibilities on me, so I was doing online orders. I was supposed to maintain the store floor, and I was also maintaining the warehouse, even though, so there was another employee on the floor, and there was another employee in the warehouse. And I was technically doing the job of one of the managers doing the online orders. And obviously they weren't paying me more, of course, because they managed to sucker me into doing that for them. Which, you know, is great. Love that. And I don't know how they had me in their books. As far as I knew, I was a floor sales rep, right? So I was only talking to people on the floor. That was my whole goal. And I would just work in the warehouse as they needed me, right? Because they trained me there, but that wasn't my main position. It wasn't what I was supposed to be doing all the time. Okay, so one day, me and a guy I'm actually friends with, we were both working the floor. And one of the rules is that if there's more than one person in your area, you let the other person know when you're going on your break, because it was lunch, but it was my dinner, right? So I had to sign out and sign back in or whatever. And then I could go for my lunch. And the rule was you tell the person in your area, and they cover the rest of the area for your like 20-minute, 30-minute lunch or whatever. And I was like, cool, okay. I go up. It's like, I can't remember what time. 7:30, and I go to my friend, who's the other employee working the floor with me, and I tell him, hey, I'm gonna go for my break. You have to cover the area. Here's the phone, because I had the phone that day. I was like, here's the phone. Can you cover the rest of the area? You know, whatever. And he says, oh yeah, sure. I was like, cool, great. And so I hand him my phone. I go up to the break area. I say hi to one of the managers who's at the desk. I'm like, I'm going on break. They're like, cool, okay, whatever. And I go take my break. I'm sitting up there chilling. They had a TV. I didn't really bring anything to eat. I can't remember. I think I bought like a drink that day. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll just, you know, chill or whatever. And I take my 30 minutes, and like I finish my 30 minutes. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go sign back in. And then I'll go tell my friend or whatever that I'm back. So I sign back in, I walk back down to the floor. And as soon as I get down to the floor, back to my area, I see the manager, like the store manager, and the lady who works in the warehouse, like frantically run over to me. And they're like, where were you? Were you on break? This is mostly the manager. The lady in the warehouse was chill. The manager was not chill. She was the one who was mostly accusing us of being robbers and thieves all the time. She's like, I thought you left your post. You didn't tell anyone you left. Warehouse lady has been working all day and she hasn't gotten her lunch break yet. And you should have told people and blah, blah, blah. I asked the other employees and no one knew where you were. And I was like, you're lying. Because I told my friend, very specifically, I talked to a manager up front, very specifically, so I know you didn't ask either of them, because I told both of them. And I'd like to point out, the week before, I got, like, told off for telling the warehouse lady, because she's, like, partially a manager, like, she was kind of a superior. I told her, oh, I'm going for lunch, if that's okay. And she was like, oh, you don't need to tell me. You're technically a part of a different department. Go tell the person in your department. I was like, okay. So that's what I did. And then when I go to do it again, I get in trouble. It makes perfect sense. Anyways, they like more or less yelled at me, or the manager more or less yelled at me in the middle of the store. Like there was like barely any customers because it was so late at night. She yelled at me like in the middle of the store, being like, you're inconsiderate, blah, blah, blah. You should have told other people, which I did. And I was like, okay, can I get back to my job then? Because I took a legitimate lunch break, and she was like, yeah, I guess, but like, we're going to have to talk about this later. And I was like, what do you mean talk about this later? You literally just yelled at me right now about it. About breaking the rules that weren't really the rules. Anyways, after they treated me so poorly, literally afterwards, the lady from the warehouse was like, oh, you're not, I'm sorry that happened. You're not part of the warehouse. Like, you are, but you aren't. And she shouldn't have really yelled at you about that, but like, whatever. And it's like, too little too late, man. She already yelled at me. Like, what are you gonna do? And after that, like, I wasn't scheduled to work for like a whole week, I think. Probably because of that incident. I can't prove that, but I assume she like was mad at me, so she didn't schedule me, like, as like some sort of like, you know, like anger or retribution or whatever. But like, I was a high school student. I was making money for like fun. Like I didn't need the money. My parents are nice enough to like let me stay with them. So like, I wasn't like dying for this money. I was just doing it so I could buy like gifts or whatever for people for Christmas. And after they treated me that way, I was like, why am I working here? You know, like, what's the point? They don't trust me. They made that inherently clear. They get mad at me for following their own rules because I didn't follow them the way that they wanted, but they change every day. And it's like, why am I here? I'm getting paid just above minimum wage. Like, it's like not worth it. So in the modern day, they'd call it quiet quitting, but this was before the term existed. I just, like, stopped showing up. I didn't contact them, either. I was just like, they already don't like me. Why am I going to stick around? Why am I even going to tell them? Because then they'll be like, come in for 2 more weeks. I'm like, I don't care. What are they going to do? Tell all my future employees that I gypped on them? After working with them for, like, 2 months? Oh, no. I'm sure that'll, like, devastate all of my future chances of employment, which didn't happen because it went bankrupt. Anyways, they didn't even like, I think they called me once and I like just didn't bother picking up. I was like, I don't care. So yeah. Oh, my rebirth is done. I mean, I didn't technically finish, but yeah, whatever. We can rebirth. What does rebirth do in this game mode? Keep your car's house colors, level, battle pass rewards, and crime bucks when rebirthing. You'll lose your money and tycoon progress when rebirthing. Whatever. I should grab the money printer first, so I'm not wasting all my time. Since it's so early, I can go rob a gas station again. Anyways, yeah, it was stupid. Like, I don't know, the whole thing was dumb. And it's like, who cares, man? I remember I talked to one of my the friend who was there that night, like in school the next week, I think. Because I think we were still in school. It was like the end of a weekend or whatever. We hadn't gone off on Christmas break yet or whatever. And so I was like, oh, did they ever come ask you where I was? And he was like, no. No one ever talked to me that night. And I was like, yeah, okay. And that was the actual final straw for me. But they would just like actually straight up lie to me. Go rob the jewel store again too. Just make a boatload of money at the start. Anyways, yeah, and so I was just like, I'm not going in. I'm not talking to these guys anymore. It's not like I went to the store all the time either, so like I was like, I don't care. I'm not going back, whatever. The only reason I was shopping at that store ever was just because I worked there and I could buy stuff off of work. That had stressed me out to the point where I was actually dropping grades in high school too. Which is kind of funny because, like, being a good student was, like, part of the reason that they, like, hired me in the first place. And I was like, this isn't worth the stress. I'm not getting paid, like, anything. Why am I gonna, like, pretend like I care about this business? Okay, extra 10K. I forgot how I even got on this subject. Okay. $500 plus 1 rebirth, so I can afford the extra money printer now. It's an extra 15, that's good. It's a girl mask. Alright. I was not paying attention the first time. Check up all this stuff. That's not what I wanted. Dog's up here now. Me and the dog. Yo. Why are they running me through the intro again? This is what I was looking for. Oh, what? It reset my gifts? That's annoying. Booyah. Probably, I mean, I went for like, almost been 3 hours. We'll probably call it at the end of 3 hours here. I was like partway through telling stories, but now I don't remember which ones. That's not enough for the ceiling here. Wow, that's... What was the amount of XP left there? 340. That's great. So little. Finish the walls. Hey. How expensive is that? 2,000? If I want to do this as fast as possible, I would just keep robbing the jewel store over and over again. Decent amount of money in my bag can carry everything, plus. But since we're just going to be going for 5 more minutes, who cares? I guess, now that I'm thinking about it, the whole story started because I was talking about why I left, why I stopped pursuing college in technology. Basically, that job let me realize that, well, it was my first experience, like, working an actual job. And so it made me realize that there's a lot of people who, like, are kind of, like, two-faced, right? They'll just, like, say stuff to get you interested or whatever, and then they'll leave you high and dry when like actual bad stuff happens. And as I was going through the rest of that year, I was still excited about it, like school, continuing my education in technology. But once I actually got to college and I was doing my classes, so the other people in my math programming class, like, didn't care. You could tell they were just there because they had to be, right? And it's like, well, if you're interested in programming, shouldn't you, like, at least somewhat care about math? Like, I get it's not super fun, but, like, that's what a lot of programming is. So, like, why are you here? And the answer became very clear. People were just there because they thought the computer industry was easy money, right? Learn to program and become a trillionaire or whatever. Buy a Tesla. And it's like, the reason I wanted to get into programming is because I like computers. I care about doing and making stuff that people want to use and that people would like, right? And as I spent more time in school doing, well, okay, I should mention, part of my least favorite part about any school is wasting my time doing what I consider unnecessary classes, right? Okay, so, like, I took, what did they call the class? I can't remember. But, like, the whole point of the class was, like, learning how to talk to people. And they, like, force you to take it. And it's, like, learning to talk to people in, like, a business sense or whatever. And everyone had to take it. And blah, 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 blah. It was one of the required classes. The only required class I didn't take my first semester, because my idea was that if I get them out of the way, I'll be less bored with all my future classes. So I went and I did, I think I did all of my required classes except for English 1010. I was still upset about the high school situation, and I didn't want to deal with it yet, so I didn't take English 1010. Plus I thought it would be super boring, so I didn't want to do it. Anyways, as I spent more time, part of the thing that I do while I'm learning is I look up external resources, right? So I was learning about computer science. I was watching a bunch of videos about programming. I was looking at people who were already in the industry talking about stuff. And from what I could tell, most of the people who were there for money, right? And at the time, there was a lot of videos coming out of people being like, oh yeah, I'm no longer a programmer, I'm like switching professions, whatever. And I was like, do I really want to work with people who don't care about the profession? Because like, why are they showing up every day, right? For money. That's all they care about. Do they care what the product comes out like? No. Do they care if it's the best that they can do? No. They care about the money. They care about how much money they're making and whatever. And I was like, that just sounds like I'm going to be miserable. Because in my robotics class and in my general programming classes, I met multiple people who were that way, right? Where they were just learning programming because they thought it would be a good money maker in the future, right? They didn't care. They didn't like computers really. They didn't really like programming, and they were just doing it because everyone said that that's where the money is. And those were like the most infuriating people to deal with. Because like, okay, in robotics, they run into a bug with their code, they just get angry, and then they start asking people for help. They start asking around, right? They don't take any initiative to like try to solve the problem themselves. They don't like, whatever. They don't try a different area of code. They don't like even like bother looking it up, right? And it's like, so why are you trying to join a field that's all about problem solving? Because that's like 99% of what programming is, right? Is problem solving. And if how people reacted in classes is any proof, then that means that there's only like, I don't know, maybe 40% of the people there who actually have the problem solving skills to like do a good job by themselves. And the other 60% are just going to rely on other people. And it's like, I don't want to do that my whole life. And it's like, sure, there's money there, but like, money isn't worth my soul, man. So like, why would I do that? That's just going to drain me working with people like that all the time. So after that semester, where I had 2 questionable teachers and like 1 good teacher, I was like, I don't know, I'm going to stop going to school. So I didn't enroll in another semester, and due to grants and like other stuff, I ended up, I think I had like $2,000 of loan that I took out for that semester, which is, all things considered, is pretty good. It could have been a lot worse. And honestly, it was like stressing me out having debt. So I went and got another job. At this point, it was like, I don't know, I don't remember. The year after, it was like a couple months later, a month or 2. I went and got a job in like a manufacturing plant. And I actually really enjoyed that work. Everyone there actually cared about what they were doing. Everyone there was trying their best. There was some management who kind of sucked, but it was mostly just their decision making. It didn't really affect you on an individual basis. And the only reason I ended up leaving that job was because I injured my back, and that job required a lot of standing, and like I couldn't do it anymore. And then when I left that, I was heavily encouraged to go back to school, maybe for cybersecurity. But I realized when looking into classes for cybersecurity that I was going to run into the exact same issue that made me leave programming in the first place, right? I actually spent a lot of time looking at a self-paced game design college that was in my state. you had to physically go in, but like I think it was an associate's degree. I mean, technically it was like an equivalent. It wasn't. I don't know if it was actually like a full associate's. It was like an equivalent to an associate's, and instead of taking 2 years, it took like a year and a half. And that interested me because it cut out a lot of the fluff, which is like my big problem with normal school, like I was saying. That like they just try to get you to like do all the fluff. I looked heavily into that school, and then I saw by the end of it, I think the entire program, and this isn't including like housing and stuff, which sometimes they do, which makes it look more expensive, would be like $20,000, and half of that was going to like a laptop to like do your programming on. And it was like, that's actually insane. And then I was looking at people talking about it, and there was a lot of students who were like, you know, I don't feel like I learned anything here, and kind of feels like a big waste of money. And I was like, okay, maybe I don't want to go there. And so I started looking at other options. And I should point out, while I was in community college, one of the things I did to keep me sane was working on firearms. I had bought like unassembled parts, and I started manufacturing. And it was just for myself. Like, I didn't sell anything. I was just making a gun for myself. A handgun from like pre-purchasable parts. It was before like there was like a huge crackdown. Unjust crackdown, probably I should state. I don't think it makes any sense to crack down the way that they did. Yeah, the whole thing was... That was like the only thing that like legitimately kept me sane, and like a lot more of the boring classes, was that I could sit and like mess with that. And because of that interest, I was like, oh, maybe I could look into doing this like professionally. So I did a lot of research, found a couple of places that would do it, and ended up going to one. It was technically a 2-year program, but it was also technically self-paced. Like based on how good you could do a workload, they would like cut classes for you. Plus they like said that they would transfer some credits from other schools. So I applied, got my credits transferred. It only like cleared me of like one class, which, you know, I'd rather not retake a class, so I was fine with it. And then I managed to finish the program in, what would it be, 14 months? 16 months? Instead of 24? Anyways, like I said, as far as I can tell, people in this industry mostly care, and I'm hoping that CNC machining is similar. Like, there is a bit of money to be made there, so there might be people who don't care, but I hope that's something that I can find people who actually care. And I ran a little over what I wanted to finish that story, but I'll probably call it here. So, go back to lobby. We can let my mouse go, please. Pause our music. Wow, the skin that is like kind of okay. Do they have? They don't. I was gonna ask how they track so you can't see it. I was gonna ask how they track progress with the skin. So here, I guess. So... Oh, I see. I don't know if I like how any of these ranked versions even look. Okay, anyways. I mean, that's pretty much it, so... Guess we'll just call it. We'll see how things go. I'm not sure what I'll do on Friday. I don't think the Doom event's till Saturday, from what I can tell. So, nothing for that on Friday. I might just play a new game. I got a couple I wanted to try, so that might be what we do. Either way, that'll be it for today.